What's up, Panda dudes? Peter Von Panda here. I want to show you another watch that I was able to finagle my way into my palms. This is a Spinnaker. It's not the first one that I've shown you, and it's not the first one of this model. This is the Amalfi collection edition, but it's also the SP-5049, the 49er sailing class edition. This one is not a limited edition. It's just the kind of the model that they will issue. But the reason I wanted to get this one and why I worked so hard to get this one in my hands is that I wanted to show you what this color combination looks like, because I've shown you some of the other ones, and if you're checking them out, which I definitely think you should, I just kind of wanted you to be able to have more information as you kind of check out those color combos and decide which one is right for you, other than just the glamour photos, because those can always be a little bit deceiving. But I will say this right off the bat. This is my favorite color combination. I think this one, for me, now I'm going to be a little partial because I love blue. Blue is my favorite color, but I think this one could easily be the most sought after, the most desirable, because while the other color combinations work really, really well, this one just kind of brings it all together and tickles me in the nether region. So I hope you like it as much as I do, because I'm going to gush a little bit about it. So first of all, 48mm watch, it's pretty big. You can check out my other videos because I go into the Seiko movement and how to use the countdown timer and a lot of those other features. You can see a silicone band here, very three-dimensional. This middle portion is raised. There's a little bit of a trough, square holes there. Some ribbing on both ends of the two-piece band. You have a nice brushed, really solid, buckle here with the Spinnaker logo on it. I even like that. Kind of looks like, spaceship font. And then, the 48mm, which is generally a pretty big watch, but it's not overly big. And I think this is great. First of all, it feels super comfortable. This material is super comfortable. The band, which is made to fit perfectly and does fit perfectly, really kind of aggressively falls down here at the lugs. And so even though it's a bigger watch, 48mm, and I have a bigger wrist, 7 and 7.5 inches, I don't get any gap. I mean, it really fits well and feels great. Now, I think this just looks fantastic. There are very few things that can make me look better than I already do, and this is one of them, right? And so it's pretty awesome. I just love the blue. This is kind of an electric blue. I love the blue on the bezel here, which is kind of looks like a spun metal. It's like an anodized blue, and with laser etched or engraved numbers here, and like the pip, this triangular pip is these are all engraved into the bezel, and they're in a really bright silver and just look phenomenal. You can see there on the dial, let's get this thing off my wrist so I don't have to talk into the camera like that. The dial is just so multifaceted. I mean, it's this deep dial. You can see there the tachymeter around the outside. You have that yellow, white, and then this aqua here, which also follows the yellow, white, and aqua of the countdown timer, and then all the color elements in the dial itself. Aqua on the hour hands, yellow on the minute hands. Very bright lume on this watch as well, and I just think of really successful execution. If you look at the wave pattern on the dial, you can also see this outer ring has the pips like attached, and then they float a little bit above the back of the dial, the Spinnaker logo there as well. And all of these subdials absolutely work, and not only do they work, they're pretty cool. This mode window down here will go from showing you the time, which it is now, to a timer, and then which is a countdown timer with some presets, 5, 6, and 10 minutes for race starts. You have the chronograph, which would then work with the tachymeter, and then an alarm function. Now, in the countdown timer too, what's pretty cool is that the countdown timer up here at the top, and beautiful silver cases. I kind of do the unscrewing of the screw down crown here, which has the Spinnaker logo on it right there, and pull it out. Let's see if we can get those hands out of the way a little bit here. Okay. You can see this countdown timer here will be mimicked with the seconds hand as well. So if you're, it looks like it's at the 3rd minute, it would come over here to the 4 o'clock position and then count down as well. So you'd be able to see, you wouldn't necessarily have to, eagle eye in onto the to that sub dial there. You could see kind of the countdown happening on that seconds hand as well. Now the Spinnaker logo itself there obviously is kind of like in a rose gold copper. It's probably the only thing that has a unique color on this particular watch, but which is fine, but it kind of helps it stand out a little bit. It could have easily been done as just like a chrome or a silver, but I like that they did it in something that's, I don't know, just a little bit unique there. Date window at the sub dial, or date window at the 4 o'clock position right there. Now, what I really love about these, and I said I think they're like kind of like the eDocs watches, the top pusher here on all of these is color matched in some way to the rest of the watch. Now, what they've done in here is like an anodized yellow, but it's red or green or rose gold on different watches, and so it looks phenomenal, right? I just think it's so cool how it kind of stands out like that, and it just adds a little flair, a little color, and gosh, it's just the devils and the details on these things, and I really, really like it. Now, you can pick up this watch. I don't think they're going to be super expensive. Now, even the limited edition, here's what I'll say is that if you're going to get one, you might as well get the limited edition. I don't know if there's going to be a price difference between this one and the limited edition, but the limited edition is only $340. Go to spinnaker-watches.com and reserve yours. They are closing that down in the next like 24, 48 hours or something. And there's only going to be 250 pieces of the limited edition, which is why I don't have one right here. So if you like this, you might as well have it. I don't know that they're going to be worth anything. I'm not prognosticating that they are, but in terms of a watch that you can have and might be a little unique and celebrating that 49er class, why not get it while you can? $340 for a proven movement with a lot of features, and I think in this color combo, regardless of the limited edition nature, I just think is phenomenal. This is a solid, wearable, comfortable watch with some diving credentials. You could absolutely wear this kind of on your vacation, and I think not have any concerns about it holding up in pretty much any conditions. But if you go to spinnakerwatches.com or follow their link to reserve it, I also think they say that they're going to give 25% off to the people who reserve it. So that's, that's a quarter off the $340 price. So suddenly you're getting in the $200+ range for a watch that's limited and looks like this. I mean, I just think it is phenomenal, right? You could argue with me on that, but you'd be wrong because it is phenomenal. So anyway, just wanted to show it to you because this blue, yellow, teal, or aqua blue or sky blue and white, I think is the most successful color combination of them all. And, I think they'll be sought after. So definitely check it out, pick it up if you want it. If you like any of the Spinnaker watches, use the Panda code PVP30 to get 30% off the Spinnaker watches. I use it when I buy mine, and there's no reason to pay full price when you can get a solid discount like that. So appreciate Spinnaker helping us out to, hook up all the pan dudes and pandettes out there. And lastly, on the Spinnaker watches, man, all of them that I've had just been solid watches. They've been, a great company stands by them and been very responsive to inquiries and service. But just, a solid feeling watch, because I'm going to show you some watches that are not a solid feeling. We'll talk about those shortly, but I really liked it. The SP-5049, my favorite of all the Spinnaker watches that they've produced so far. I just think it looks tremendous. Peter Von Panda out.